This is Scarlett's 16th day of halter training. I bought Scarlett some new halters that were hopefully the right size, and I decided to try them on Stewie first to see how they fit. They actually have the same size head. The halter that Scarlett is wearing right now is a full-size halter, and it's too big for her, and the yearling halters that I have are way too small for her, so we had to find something in between. She seemed a little jumpy today, and when I went in to go pet her, I noticed that she actually has a scrape on her leg. Her and Stewie like to lay down next to each other with the panels in between, and she must have rolled over and got her leg stuck in it. So I kept that in mind while I was working her today, because it was a little bit swollen. Nothing that the vet has to see, but I just want to take it into account when I'm working her today. So she started out being a little bit reactive, which is understandable if she got a little tangled up in the panel. So I went in and I just pulled her around a little bit. I wanted to keep it pretty easy for her today, so I just led her around a little bit and then did some arm circles like I did the other day. I went in with my stick and string and started scratching her. Then I had planned on putting one of these new halters on her, but I ran into some trouble, and that is what we ended up working on for the rest of the session. You'll see it coming up pretty soon. And I just went in with a halter in my hand and I started scratching her. But when she saw that new halter out the corner of her eye right there, she spooked, and then the tail end of the halter actually spooked her again. You can see her jumping away from it there. And I just pulled her back around, and then I went ahead and I just went back to the same thing I was doing before, and she spooked again right there. And then she spooked again because of the tail of the halter. And I actually had to pull on her quite hard because she wanted to spin the other way, and I did not want her to get wrapped up in the rope. I got her back into the middle of the pen, and then I just let her relax for a while. And then I knew that I had to work on her spooking at the tail end of that halter and stuff coming up by her eye. So that's what I worked on for the rest of the session. And I think she's just a little bit extra twitchy today because of whatever happened to her leg. So I'm just going to take it easy on her. So I spent some time going in and just wiggling the halter around. I'm just moving the halter around, moving the tail end of the halter around, just so she can see it out of that eye and get more comfortable with it. Then I went back in with the stiffer halter that she could see easier. She was a tiny bit spooky about it, but after she figured out that it wasn't going to hurt her, she did a lot better. And then at the tail end of her session, I decided I was going to start teaching her how to put her head down to pressure, which is something I like to teach all of my babies when they have a halter on, and she figured it out somewhat today. It usually takes them a couple days of this to really figure out what I'm asking, and she's doing good for the very first time. Today's total session was about 30 minutes. The weather wasn't looking great, and I wanted to end on a good note. So once she was relaxed, I went ahead and unclipped my long rope, and then she was done for the day. I really would have liked to change out her halter today, but I had to address the extra spookiness from whatever incident she had with the panels. She'll get some anti-inflammatories for the next couple days until the swelling goes down, and then she should be back to normal. She seemed pretty happy after we were done for the day, so I'm confident that tomorrow she will be a lot more willing to learn something new.